Hello and welcome to Big Picture. I am Vishal Dahiya and today we will talk about circular economy for productivity and sustainability. In today's world of manufacturing, raw materials are taken from the environment, turned into new products, which are then disposed after use. This is a linear process with a beginning and an end. And in this process, limited raw materials will eventually run out. Also, waste accumulated in this process incurs additional expenses related to its disposal and pollution as well. In a circular economy, however, products are designed for durability, reuse and recyclability, and in this process, almost everything is reused, remanufactured and recycled back into a raw material or used as a source of energy. Experts say that by embarking on a circular economy transformation, India can build a more resource-efficient system even as it continues to grow and scale new heights. For more on this, we're joined by a distinguished panel of guests today. Let me start by introducing them to you, beginning with Mr. K.D. Bhardwaj, the Director Environment of National Productivity Council. We also have with us Mr. Hiroshi Tachikawa, the Managing Director of Profarm Japan Company Limited, which is a consultancy firm in terms of sustainability production. Also, we have with us Mr. Shirish Paliwal, Regional Director of National Productivity Council. We're also joined by Mr. Ashish Chaturvedi, the Director of GIZ India, another sustainability consultant company. And we're also joined on Skype by an industry representative, Mr. Dinesh Yadav, the Chairman of CII Gujarat Chapter. Welcome all of you gentlemen to the show. Let me begin with you, Mr. Bhardwaj, and let's straight away come to the concept of circular economy. For the benefit of viewers, if we could define as to what exactly do we want to convey or do we mean when we say that let's move on to a circular economy rather than a linear process.
Thank you for your question. Actually, you already explained in your opening remarks about the circular economy, and you correctly mentioned that it means that you have to increase the reduction of waste, reusing of waste, recycling of waste, and minimize the waste going to for disposal. And this means you have to achieve higher amount of resource efficiency, and that means you maximize your output, minimize your input, and product life cycle has to be longer so that there is less and less disposal. So circular economy definitely focuses on increasing productivity in terms of more efficient resource use. That's how I link it with productivity actually.
Okay. And so basically there is a concept, 3R concept, you have recycle, reuse, reduce as well.
And now there is remanufacturing, repair and this kind of recovery. So there are more and more R's are being added now in this concept.
Okay, let's bring in Mr. Hiroshi here. Mr. Hiroshi, how do you, sort of combine these two aspects? One is productivity, the other is sustainability, because sustainable development is something which is now a global topic of discussion and a goal for almost all, nations, specifically the developing economies.
Yeah. Okay, so actually, I think the connection between the sustainabilities as well as the productivities, probably like an easy example is how you think about inside and outside. So the outside means it's like an environment and also sustainabilities, and inside is more like a house and also your own productivities. Now, we have to worry both. Because the outside, there is like a climate change, like energy issues. There are lots of sustainability related issues. And we have to see how your inside activity is connected to the outside. So this is how the productivity is linked with the sustainabilities.
Okay, Mr. Chaturvedi, from your perspective?
A large part of the discussion on the sustainable development goals basically focuses on improving the environmental performance of countries, of companies, of individual processes as well. And I think this is precisely what the circular economy aims at. For instance, if you start thinking about the equipment which is even in your studio right now, a large part of this equipment is electronic in nature. It will come to an end. Its life will end very soon. What do you do at the end of its life? Do you actually discard it, or do you bring it to a useful life again through recycling, repair and reuse? And I think a large part of the circular economy essentially wants to convey this message. Increase the use of these products as much as you can, give them a second life, give it to people who might not, for instance, a mobile phone. If you're discarding it, give it to people who might need it, even a second-hand mobile phone. But once it reaches its end of life, you should try to bring out all the materials embedded in that mobile phone back into use again. So the copper, the aluminium, all of this plastic should come back into the production process so that the circle of the economy gets complete.
Okay, that's a very simple example which Mr. Chaturvedi used. So basically, what we are looking at is increasing the lifespan of all the objects, and then ultimately at the end of it, recycle it and maybe reuse it as well. Mr. Paliwal, if we look at it in a larger perspective, and when we talk about industries per se, how do we go ahead and replicate this concept?
See, as far as the manufacturing sector is concerned, they are always worried about the profits. But the manufacturing sector, it's a very important part in the circularity, because all the inputs which they are utilizing for converting into output, the circularity takes these outputs again to the inputs. That is closing the loop, so that we can elongate their product life cycle, not going towards the disposal side. This is all entire about. Why? Because approximately 1.35 lakh tons of solid waste is coming to this country with the Make in India initiative, with the contribution increasing of the manufacturing sector in GDP from 16% going towards 24%. Right now, 5 to 6 billion tons of raw material, from the nature we require, it will go towards, maybe with the current momentum, 12 to 15 billion tons per annum, causing a lot of pressure for the disposal actually, and for the environment. What we are doing, our children and the next generation, this earth will not be sustainable. With this kind of growth, the economy and the environment, we have to take together. So for manufacturing, they talk about profits, but what we say, circularity brings profits also, because it's all about 6 R's. You are reducing, you are recovering, recycling, refurbishing, repairing, these kind of R's we are using. So operational excellence plus sustainability gives them profit to the tune of, even if you say 15 billion tons, it is required in 2030. Even if 1% you save by very small techniques of saving, they will not only gain a lot of profits, but our sustainability will be ensured for the industries actually, So it's a win-win game, both economy and the environment.
Okay, so it's a win-win situation, and in fact, using circular economy will bring in profits rather than bring them down for the manufacturing sector. Let's hear from the industry expert himself, the representative of industry we have with us, Mr. Dinesh Yadav, the chairman of CII Gujarat chapter. Mr. Yadav, from the industry's perspective, the way circular economy can be used, as Mr. Paliwal is pointing out, and Mr. Bhadwaj was also saying that it can increase profits as well as save environment.
Yeah, it does. He is very right. I think industry has well recognized that we have to move away from the use of the finite resources, and we need to decouple the economic activity from the use of the finite resources, and we have to move away from make it, take it and waste it, or in others they say cradle to cradle movement. Instead of cradle to gate or cradle to grave, we have to see that everything is coming back and new product is generated from the end of the life of a particular product. So industry has to aim to zero discharge in terms of liquid, solid or air, to really make the business sustainable, and automatically it will make their business more viable. So today for industry, it is strategic choice of competitiveness to be sustainable and adopt the CE in a big way.
Okay, so there are different areas as well, but there are hurdles also, and I'd like to bring you in, Mr. Hiroshi here. There are several aspects to it. One of them was pointed out by Mr. Paliwal, the solid waste management, and then there are several kinds of pollution we have, air pollution, water pollution, land pollution. Though we'll go back to Mr. Yadav in terms of industry's perspective, but how do you go ahead and overcome these hurdles? How do we tackle them one by one to ensure that productivity increases along with sustainability as well?
Okay, I think what's most important is before it becomes a waste. So how you can actually deal with this waste before it becomes waste. So it's a little bit tricky. But what we really should tackle is we should have a mindset that we should not really generate those waste before it waste. So for example, in Japan, we have a mindset, what's called a mottainai concept, which means we are really regulating if it becomes really waste. So how the idea is really how you can prevent, it really before it becomes waste. How you can take like in-process approach with the like some sustainability mind, with the like your mindset, so that you can take care of like these waste one by one before it becomes waste. So that would be the best way to actually reduce whatever the potential items that becomes the waste. So that would be probably the most effective approach from the sustainability perspective.
Okay.
So make it before waste.
Okay, that's a proactive way of handling it. Use it before it becomes waste, or maybe recycle it in other ways. Mr. Bhardwaj, there are several benefits. All of you pointed out, all the panelists here, of a circular economy. But in terms of a society, or in terms of a nation, how do we capture these benefits of a circular economy? In terms of tangible benefits.
I think tangible benefits are basically when you save resources, you will be more efficient. So definitely it will be more profit making for the industries. And for community, see, when you come up with the products which have a longer lifespan, which are more energy efficient, which are more resource efficient, so automatically the operation and maintenance part at the end of the community, it becomes less cost effective. I mean more cost effective, because they have to pay less and less for the maintenance and operation of, say, equipments or machines or maybe automobiles. So any such product which is designed in a way leading to circular economy will have a very efficient way of working, so that consumers have to spend less on that. And also when it comes to disposal, they don't have to pay much for the disposal also, because it's designed in a way that it can be recycled or reused, or it can be disposed in an environmentally friendly way. Okay. So consumer will be happy to use it. And even now there are many examples. We have the star rating for the many like air conditioners or energy efficient equipments. We have a 5-star rating, 4-star rating, and people are now buying it actually, because they have to pay less monthly bills.
Okay.
So it's direct, the profit goes direct to the community actually.
Okay. So consumer benefits in terms of savings, and community benefit in terms of saving the environment. Mr. Paliwal?
Yes, we say from circularity everyone gains, because it brings up the value, it increases the product life cycle, it brings up the quality. In manufacturing we say QCDF, quality, cost, delivery and flexibility, coupled with the sustainability. It overall improves with the circularity, because when you design for repair, when you design for assembling, it increases the value. So manufacturing per se, the operational excellence plus sustainability solutions, we can very simply say a company of 10 crore rupees, if they implement the circularity, taking the in National Productivity Council we call it green lean manufacturing, in which we reduces the waste from the manufacturing. So you can easily save, like a 10 crore rupees company, 3 to 5% of its turnover can be converted into profits, cash profits. And this has been proven actually, it brings up the values, it reduces the losses, material wastages, and entire cycle chain from the suppliers to the customers. It really gives values to everyone in win-win situation for all.
Okay.
That is what about circularity actually, So this is very important, and maybe the design part is very important in that actually. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Yadav, from industry's perspective, since industry is a key element here, how feasible it is to go ahead and tackle these challenges, as has been pointed out by Mr. Bhardwaj, Mr. Paliwal, and Mr. Hiroshi as well, so that not only the community as a whole, but the entrepreneurs and the industry itself also reap some benefits.
Sure, I think it has a lasting effect on whole cross section of the society. I represent an textile industry, and I also head their vertical on the environment, which is on water and the solid waste management. If we talk of textile, suppose, then adapting the circular economy helps the society at a large. Like we go back to the backside of it from where our supply chain starts. So we do the organic farming. We do organic farming in 1 lakh acre, and we do BCI farming in 1 lakh acre. We do organic farming in almost 600 acre, and we do regenerative farming in 65 acres. So this brings a lot of revenues to the farmers. This brings good product to us. More than that, being organic farming, it brings a lot of value to our product, and we also make more money. And this money also we put in a circular mode and give it back to the farmers and enable them. So this is one example.
Okay.
Another example, if we talk of a bigger picture for the country, India is one of the 4 largest growing economy with 7.5% growth, 7.4% growth, and being second largest country to use the smartphones. That coupled with the digitization program of our government, I think digitization can help this circular economy in a big way, because it can bring virtualization, it can bring transparency, it can bring dematerialization, it can bring, the feedback-driven intelligence. And these are the very important factor for the circular economy. For India, I think there are 3 major areas where circular economy can have a large impact. One of it is city and the construction. Second is the food and agriculture. And third, I think, is the vehicle and mobility.
Okay.
I'm saying these 3 areas because 2 of these, construction and the agriculture, have the highest amount of employability. And the 2 of these, construction and the food and the vehicle manufacturing and mobility, has the highest rate of growth in coming years.
Okay.
So it is expected that if we do the circular economy implementation in this area, India can save more than 40 lakh crore rupees by 2030.
Okay.
That's a huge amount. Almost 30%
that indeed is a very huge amount. Mr. Chaturvedi, these areas which has been pointed out by Mr. Dinesh here in terms of opportunity areas in if you look at Indian economy or India as a whole, cities, construction, vehicles, and food and agri sector as well. So is that in the nutshell, or there are other opportunity areas as well, or if we focus on them, these are the focus areas we should go ahead and move with this particular thought?
No, I think these are very good areas to begin. But I think circular economy should be used as the organizing principle for all industrial policy. So I think the fact that we can actually bring raw materials back into the manufacturing process, into the productive process, cannot be focused on certain sectors. Of course, we have to prioritize. We'll start with some. But if you look at the experiences of countries like Germany, on whose behalf we work in India from the German Development Ministry, Germany as well as Japan have actually used this principle of circular economy as a binding principle for reorganizing their economies. China is doing that in a significant way, and I think India started on its path as well. With very many for instance, this entire Digital India initiative has a very significant component of recycling electronic waste. The Swachh Bharat mission is also about bringing waste, making wealth out of waste. Of course, the initiatives of the National Productivity Council are also in that direction of bringing more productivity into the industrial processes. So I think we are on the right track, but we need to make more of this, do more of the same, but also use circular economy as a guiding principle for our entire industrial policy.
Okay. Mr. Bhardwaj, do you agree with that? That we are on the right path? There have been several policy initiatives which have been taken, but do we need to go ahead and scale up on that?
I think we are on the right path, but we are a bit slow. I think we need to take quick action now, because millions of tons of waste is being generated in the country. It's being piled up. You call it solid waste, or hazardous waste, or biomedical waste, or electronic waste, or construction and demolition waste. More than, I will say, 700 to 800 million tons of waste, including agriculture biomass, is being now dumped in the country, and hardly 10 to 20% goes for recycling, even less than that actually. So we have huge potential for reuse, recycling in this country, and as per one of the report, Ellen MacArthur report, around $0.5 trillion can be saved if we move to circular economy. So there is a huge potential, right path, but speed is slow.
Okay.
We have to speed up, we have to fasten our progress in this area, and we require good policy framework. In fact, China has come up with a law on circular economy in 2009. I mean, it cuts across all the ministries, all the sectors. There is a concrete law on circular economy. So I think India has to take some action immediately. At least a policy mechanism can be developed. All state governments can have a policy, and that will expedite the whole process of circular economy.
Okay. Mr. Paliwal, as everybody is saying, we are on the right path, but we need to scale up and push ourselves more. So how do you see in terms of future actions which needs to be taken?
I think again the manufacturing sector would play a very key role, and especially the MSMEs, this micro, small and medium enterprises. What we give a call that we should decide, DECIDE, D for design, that is for design for refurbishment, repairs, easily recycled. E for the education. Entire system has to be educated on the circular economy and its benefits. It should start from the school level actually to up to the corporate levels. Then comes the C again, that is the collaboration. All the collaborative models between all the stakeholders would pave way for the smooth implementation of circularity. Then comes the I, that is the innovation. Innovation, yeah, as you say, it will create a lot of opportunities for many models and within the product and processes for the circularity. Then comes the digitization, next D. Digitization, whatever digitization we are doing, it will help us saving our resources. And E, that is the energy efficiency. As you know, we are at a very critical juncture of climate, we believe 50 to 60% of these efforts will be from the energy efficiency side. So this manufacturing will have to decide about this decide actually and take a very big call on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hiroshi, concluding comments from you on the way ahead from here onwards and the need for that push, if you look at from not only from the Indian perspective, but the world as a whole.
Yeah, actually, as I indicated, like initially, I think what is happening is really directly based on what we really think, what we thought, and what's on our really mind. So, in terms of the mindset, I mean that's going to be like the key triggers, which means we feel that we really think that this resource is simply finite, this Earth is finite, and we only have one Earth, not like 2 or 3 or 4, and so that we should be really aware what we have here and what we cannot do for the next generations. I mean, so the mindset is a key for us.
Okay. Yeah. So the mindset is the key, and as our panelists have pointed out, that we only have one Earth, not more than that, and the benefits of circular economy or adopting the concept of circular economy are tangible enough, not only for individuals, entrepreneurs, or specifically the economy as a whole, but also the community and our climate and environment. We need to do is make a push and retune ourselves. We'll come back again with a different topic and different set of guests. Till then, keep watching Rajya Sabha Television.